What's up guys, Mizo here. We all know that bag life is slowly taking over, which is why I decided to do a segment on air suspensions. Starting off, we're going to take a look at an air management system. Now, I know that there's a ton of different management systems on the market, all of which have their own offerings. Today, we're going to be looking at BFT's air management system, which is distributed by Grounded Art importers in Southern Africa. The air management system comes packaged in two boxes. The first has the wiring harness along with the 200 amp relay, spare filters, pressure switch. The second box has the actual management system and the main controller. In terms of installation, there's a single plug, single access point that goes into the management. You plug that in. It's split up. One side is for power, one side goes to the air sensors, the height sensors. That goes to the pressure switch on the tank. Yes, this management does have or does accept height sensors. It does not come with the height sensors. Height sensors are optional extras. In terms of wiring it up, that's your continuous power, that's your ignition power. That's it to turn it on. Obviously, you'd need to earth the black wire. There's a control wire that links that to the main controller. Once you connect that to, you're ready to go. In terms of the actual unit itself, there's 4 pods. That's front wheels, rear wheels. What I like about this is there's 2 exhaust pods and there's 2 intake pods. Doesn't need it. You can put blanks if needed on either side. But what's nice about this is it allows you to have a symmetrical hardline setup should you opt to put the unit on display. You'll see that there's also filters on all of the openings. And what I personally like about this is for someone like me who uses braided lines from the bag to the management, you can just screw it straight in. If you're using normal pipes or your conventional, or you'd prefer the conventional push-in adapters, they're available separately. You screw it in. You would need to do it properly. I'm just doing a quick one just to show you, but there you've got the business end of this system. And what makes this system really, really special is this. So let's power it up and I'll take you through all of its features. BFT P3 controller. This is quite an awesome little tool. The controller is smaller than a cell phone. It's more like it's about the same size as an old iPod Classic. It's got a nice digital screen. The screen represents your 4 wheels, front left, front right, rear left, rear right. I have this unit hooked up on my test bench, so all of the features aren't going to be active, but the top corner there normally indicates your tank air pressure. The writing on the top tells you, okay, PSI. It's got a lot of info that says ECU ready. If you have any errors with the system, it will indicate here. And this is what I love about digital management systems. If you have a leak in the bag, it changes the color and it tells you there's a leak detected. Leak detected is if it needs to keep filling it. Why you use a digital management is you don't need to physically keep an eye on a wheel. You can drive and go about your business. If that wheel runs low, if the pressure in that wheel starts to run low, the management will detect it and it will notify you. While you're driving, it will keep filling it to whatever your preset is. On the topic of presets, this unit has 3 presets. 1, 2, 3. How the presets work for those that don't know, you can have preset 1 where it's riding low. Preset 2 is your normal daily driving. Preset 3 is if you encounter a terrible road with potholes, you know, those things we hate. Then the controller also has independent wheel control. So up and down, that's your front left, front right, rear left, rear right. You can control each wheel independently. That's pretty nifty. This is front up, front down, rear up, rear down. Then if you go into the settings, height gear set. So this is a feature I'm not really familiar with, but my research has shown that the height gear set, there's 3 different presets that will come into play shortly. You go down, it shows you pressure gear set. That allows you to set the pressure each of the 3 gear sets. Automatic calibration, that's self-explanatory. The minute you install a unit or you do some changes or anything, you do an automatic calibration. Automatic adjust, say you're driving and the road dips on one side, the car's not level. The automatic adjust would basically level out the car, even if you don't have sensors. Control mode basically allows you to choose whether you're using height sensors or you're using pressure in each wheel. So if you have a set of height sensors installed, you'll then use it in height mode. If not, you'll then use it as pressure. Flame out action. That is so cool. So what that means is when you switch the car off, you can choose whether you want the car to go all down, whether you want it to go to preset 1, preset 2, or preset 3. That's quite a nifty little feature. Ignition action is the opposite of it. It's when you turn the ignition on. Do you want it to, it's kind of, think of it as a rise on start. Do you want it to go to preset 1, 2, or 3? Compressor off. Well, compressor can be turned on or off from the controller. Control either you can set your minimum ride height. So say for example your car would touch at 35 psi and you want to set your minimum ride height to 38 psi. That's where you'll do it, and it won't allow you to drive or operate the car in an unsafe manner where it's going to touch. Tank range. This allows you to set your tank's range. Some people want their tanks to go up to 200 psi. Some people prefer 150 psi. This has a lot to do with your compressor and tank combo. So they work in unison with each other. Okay, airbag range. Another cool feature that I haven't seen before. Not all airbags can take the same amount of pressure. Some airbags will peak at 120 psi per bag. Some will peak at 150. Some would peak at 90. You can set that on the management. Another feature which I haven't seen before in any other management. And I do happen to have a management that costs literally double the price and then some. Parking mode enabled. Think of this as an anti-theft device. Parking mode enabled. Once this is on, when you park the car, the unit locks. So if you air out the car and someone else had lift it to a drive-in height. Bluetooth switch, that's self-explanatory. It's to link your cell phone. Home button, that's the center button here. You can configure it so the car goes all the way down, all the way up. Brightness, that would be the screen brightness, sleeping brightness. That's when the screen goes to sleep. You can control the brightness there. You can control after how long the screen goes to sleep. Color selection gives you an option between black and white. The white, I don't know of any application where the white would actually work, but anyway. Language, there's a few different options, quite a few. Pressure unit, you can choose between whether you want it in bar or PSI. Sensor check, self-explanatory. The rest you don't really need, but yeah, that's pretty much all of the features that the BFT has. And coming from a person that literally has a management system that costs twice the price of this. I haven't seen some of these features, so I'm pretty impressed with it. As far as cost goes, this management is less than 15,000 Rand. I think it is about 13,000 Rand. I will confirm and place it in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much everything with this management. If you have any other questions, comments, reviews on it, please do let me know. Add it to the comment section. Would be nice to hear other people's views. Thanks for watching, guys.